单周 Part2，欢迎收看爆米花看电影。上个礼拜在马尼拉，这个礼拜在香港，但其实我们只是短短2天之间就来到了2个国家，超厉害的！我们现在在香港要看的电影就是这个。 Bumblebee， 所有的粉丝都热切期待，12月真的大片超级多的。我们今天就要抢先带大家来看大黄蜂。当然呢，要看这部电影这么特别的电影，难得我们今天看试片有东西可以吃，有什么爆米花？爆米花要看电影，也要吃爆米花，所以我们就拿了2种口味，一咸一甜。等一下就一起去看 Bumblebee 吧 ，Go！The closest I can be.
You're perfect. Perfect.
说用英文，我会设置我在接下来说中文。
哇 ，fantastic.
Before we start, I'll give you a 2-minute to 1 minute.
Okay.
Warming up, and we are rolling.
Stay safe, soldier. I am coming.
12年前，变形金刚电影版开拍，至今已经写下全球43亿美金票房佳绩。今年银幕传奇正式由他接棒。
Bumblebee, I'm gonna call you there.
最受欢迎的大黄蜂推出独立电影，回到这系列起源的80年代，带影迷重新认识大黄蜂。为了给电影赋予全新的样貌，制片罗伦佐不按牌理出牌，找上以定格动画出名的莱卡工作室总裁崔维斯奈特。果真以他担任多部莱卡定格动画师的背景，加上曾经指导备受好评的酷宝魔炫传说，大黄蜂从现身第1秒就让人想羞羞。
Wow. This is really an amazing ride. We all screamed, clapped our hands, and shed a lot of tears in the movie theater. And did you get emotional while you watched the final film?
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting because you go through periods of time where you're so you don't feel as much, and then every once in a while, all of a sudden, it hits you again. And especially watching it with big audiences, where you get the collective emotion of the experience.
Well. Yes and no. I mean, sometimes it's hard to fully watch a film that you've done sort of recently and fully remove yourself from it. I think I was more emotional about the fact that, like, when I saw it for the first time, I was with my family, and they were then obviously seeing it for the first time. So watching them, be affected by my performance was
have tears.
They did, yes.
老实说，你有没有哭？看这部电影的时候有没有哭 ？Shed your tears.
哦，就是电影。一点难过，但是这个电影 powerful， 这个故事非常好。我 care for 大黄蜂，我看到大黄蜂很可爱，所以powerful 故事，所以一点点难过。
一点点。
I am so screwed.
I think Bumblebee should win the Oscar for Best Actor. We all shed a lot of tears in the screening last night. And I love the movie so much.
Thank you. Bumblebee is a good actor, that's right.
Yes.
He's generated in a computer, so actually the acting is done by our animators, but you really do completely believe that he's alive.
And after the screening last night, I totally understand why you want Travis to be the director, but it's not easy to find the right voice for the movie, right?
No, it's tricky, and also taking someone from animation into live action, you don't know what that's going to be like, so we had to trust our instincts to a certain degree that he would be able to make that.
I think it's your stop motion animation background help you build the connection from the very first second Bumblebee showed up.
It does, yes. Yeah. It's, I've been a professional animator for over 20 years, and it's what an animator does. I mean, oftentimes animators are students of human behavior and human movement, and you're always kind of looking at things and trying to find ways that you can give your character life and personality and character. And I think that was a huge part of my excitement to work on this project, but also one of the main reasons why Bumblebee really does feel real.
We knew that with Kubo, he had told an intimate, emotional story, and that he would do the story, but the experience it's quite a bit different,
And I know you got a call from Lorenzo 2 years ago. Did it come out of blue?
Yeah, it did come out of the blue. It was a surprise. I mean, having worked in animation for many, many years and making certain kinds of films, it didn't seem like a natural fit that I would direct a Transformers movie.
Have you ever dreamed of that?
Well, it was exciting because I was a kid who grew up in the '80s, and so I love these characters. I watched the original animated series. I read the comic books. I played with the toys. I had a little Bumblebee action figure, and I would tell little stories of my little Bumblebee action figure, playing in my parents' basement. And so the idea of 30 years later to be able to breathe life into Bumblebee once more on the big screen, it really was a dream come true. It was this process has been a joy, and I loved every minute of it.
So how long before you say yes to them?
Well, yeah, when they offered me the gig, I mean I did have to think about it because it meant a considerable change in my life, both my personal life and my professional life, and I just have to make sure that I could manage all of that. But once it felt like that was all going to work, it was something I had to do because it was such an exciting challenge, and it was such a dream project to tell a story about a character that I've loved since I was a kid. It was a real thrill.
Thankfully, we chose right.
How did you help him through the process?
Well, there were certain things we knew he couldn't have known. That's not how you make an animated movie and a live action movie. Very different. So we made sure that the group of professionals around him were very experienced, and also were actually of the kind of personality where they were very helpful people, so that it wasn't ever, why doesn't this director know what to do? He knew a lot, and there was stuff to learn. So we purposely chose a certain kind of person to work on the movie, and a big degree of long-term experience.
How helpful was the manual? I know the second unit director gave you a manual of all the serious action scenes.
Because I'd never worked in live action before, it was, I really benefited from having a great crew around me, people who both had worked on some of the Transformers films in the past, and people who are brand new to the process just like me. I think that combination of newbies and veterans would create a really interesting mix of the crew. But it was, for stuff like a lot of the action scenes, working with Mike Gunther, who was my second unit director and the action coordinator. It was really critical that we work closely to make sure that we could still evoke the great action that people have come to expect from this series, but do it in a different way.
Yeah, it's very new, right?
Yeah.
Were you on the set a lot?
Yeah, I was, but also the truth is Travis knew exactly what he wanted to do. And so it was one of those movies that was super easy as a producer. It was not having to worry about what was going to go on between the actor and our director at all. And and the size of these kinds of movies is the thing you actually have to manage, because there's probably 2,000 people who worked on this movie. So that's the big challenge as a producer, is keeping everybody going in the same direction and letting the director direct.
Oh my God, yes! It's also bravo to the female lead and female screenwriter, but it's not easy to find the right idea for the movie, right? And I know you have the writer room.
Yeah.
Yes.
In this case, really, it was an idea that we had talked about before the writer's room, the idea of doing a movie about a girl in her car. We couldn't figure out exactly what it should be. And Christina, our writer, came to us with an idea of how to do that. And we were like, that sounds right, let's go that way. And she did a great job. The first script, you were like, we got to make this movie.
The original idea came from Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
And how involved was he?
Well, he's he's a busy guy, so we take as much time as we can get from him, because he's also directing, but he's also an inspiration, And E.T. was a movie that we talked a lot about as a movie that had a lot of the feeling that we were trying to accomplish with.